All right. Everybody talks about self-love, but no one actually talks about what it costs. So join me as I walk around Port Louis and we ask some people some deep questions, and also as I distribute some spiritual literature.
So recently, I've been very dependent on people to love me, especially because if I don't have anyone, I don't really feel loved. And after losing someone very special in my life, I started to focus more on myself. That's why I'm going to the gym now. That's why I'm focusing on myself. I've lost a lot of weight, and also I'm trying to be focused on my family more, taking care of my mom. They're getting old, and really be here for people that has always been here for me, and especially depending on partners and things like that. Because recently I've lost my husband 2 years ago, and since then I've been struggling to find someone, and it's hard, but I'm trying to stay by myself and try to love myself. But also I'm getting a lot of love from my son, so it's good. Yeah, but I'm still missing something, like this little something that you get from someone. Yeah, but I'm still working on it to find my own happiness. Yeah, trying to stop myself from chasing after people, chasing after what could be described as happiness, but just like happiness only when you're with that person. And then afterwards, when you're not with that person, it's just all gone, and you're just craving it, and you're just chasing after people. So I'm really trying to stop that and learn to be happy on my own. Yeah.
So you're trying to find your own happiness instead of trying to find it in other people. Would you say that's right?
That's right. I'm trying to be self-dependent. Yeah.
Can I give you a high five? Yeah, big ups to you.
Yes, of course.
I have an additional question. It's a bit of a funner question to lighten the mood a little bit. So, you treated your friend the way you treated yourself. Do you think your friend would still be your friend?
Actually, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm working on it to be. I'm trying to treat myself better. But I do have my cousin that's really close to me, and she's taking care of me, and I'm trying to take care of her as well. So yeah.
It's interesting how we tend to treat everyone else around us better than we even treat ourselves. But we're like the first person we come in contact with every single day of our lives. But we still struggle to treat ourselves as nicely as, say, we treat our friend or something like that. Imagine we could transfer that energy of how we treat other people into how we treat ourselves. How much better we would end up feeling every single day of our lives. Yeah, it's interesting. Just an interesting thought.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I need to think about it.
Me as well.
Are you happy?
I'm going to say something that I've thought about quite a bit is that I'm not trying to find happiness. I'm trying to find a piece of me that isn't affected by so many things around me. Because if I try and chase happiness, like it comes and goes. I'm going to be happy today or even happy now, but later something will happen and then I'm unhappy all of a sudden. So if I'm constantly chasing happiness, then I'm constantly be going up and down all the time. So trying to find a part of me that isn't attached to happiness. Yeah. So whatever that looks like or whatever that is, some say peace, some say detachment, whatever you want to call it. So that's the part of me I'm trying to find. Yeah. And you too. Good luck. Give me a high five. Here's to finding peace. Cool. Thank you very much. Maurice.
No, so to be happy, I would say I must stop weed because I'm just faking it. I'm faking happiness when I smoke.
Yeah.
But so the day I smoke it, I think I would find a little bit more happiness in my life.
Okay. So if I could reflect it back to you. So what you're saying is that you smoke weed to get a sense of happiness or
Yes.
self-love,
Self-love, yes.
but you realize at this point it's just a
Faking it.
quick fix,
Yes,
and
just faking it.
you're just faking it basically.
Yes.
Okay. You want to add more?
No, just that, but because, like you say, to improve myself, self-love, I think I need to stop smoking.
So what else do you think you would need to do? So the day you stop smoking weed, what do you think you will replace it with? Do you have ideas?
More time with horses and more sports. Hiking, maybe? More hiking.
Hiking.
A lot of
Okay.
hiking.
Okay.
Just to connect myself with this world. Because sometimes when you're smoking, you're faking that you're connected to this world. You're faking that you are someone who loves nature, ecology. But we are just faking it. You understand?
Okay,
We
yeah,
are just
sure.
faking it.
Sure.
I think it's a lot of people like me in Mauritius who faking it. But I say just hiking, maybe hiking, more hiking.
More hiking.
Yes.
So when you say you feel like you're faking it, you feel like you're faking, you're wearing a mask.
Yes, 100%.
You feel like the weed is a mask for.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
And deep down inside, you know that there's something else that you could do in order to better yourself. Or
Yes,
to be
it's
more.
more a psychological problem, and I
Yeah.
need to remove. I
The
would
mask.
say the mask, and it's more like something deep inside.
Yeah. Sure.
You know, when you have some trauma, childhood
I see.
trauma,
Yeah,
trauma.
sure, okay.
So the day I smoke it, I think I would fight the trauma, and maybe I have to stop the trauma. I don't know the word maybe in English.
Sure.
I'm not finding it. It was
Sure.
in French. I would find it easy.
Yeah, sure.
So I would say it's about the trauma when I was young.
Oh, okay.
But the day I smoke it, I stopped smoking it. I think I would be happy 100%.
Okay. So I have like a lighter question just to
Yes.
add a bit of fun. So if you treated your friend, your best friend in the whole world, if you treated your best friend the way you treat yourself, would they still be your friend?
100%
No.
no.
Why not? Why not?
There's a lot of improvement I need to change in my life. I know the mistake I'm making. I know the difference what is good, what is bad.
Sure.
But with weed, we think that something what is bad. Oh, it's good. But no, we know deep inside we know what something is bad for you.
Sure.
So you don't want your best friend to have the same thing like you.
Yeah, but isn't it interesting that we will treat our best friends or our friends better than we treat ourselves?
I'd say that's part of human.
Part of being human.
Part of
Is
being
it?
human.
Is it though?
I think it's part of being a human, because as a human, I think as a human being is to take care of others.
Take care of others.
When you have intelligence to make someone happy, someone's life better, you need to do it. That's what human must do.
So what about taking care of ourselves then? Don't you think that if we take better care of ourselves,
Yes.
we'll have more energy and more space and more love to give to others?
You're right. You're right. You know, we need to find people who talk about it to get it.
To get it, yeah. Sometimes having a conversation gives you new ideas.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. We need more conversation, I will say intellectual conversation, to be a little bit more understanding what's happening around us.
And what's
be
happening within
inside
us.
Yes, inside us too.
Okay.
If we don't talk about it, we don't know it.
We don't know. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't judge myself, and I feel that I'm not in a position to judge other people. So this makes me personally feel more
Love. Yeah, that's great. You know, it's interesting. I was having that conversation with a guy, and we were talking about how having intellectual conversations is very needed in the world, because when we have conversations with other people, we could learn something from the conversation. You know, it gives us new ideas. It also opens our mind to think about things probably in a way that we haven't thought about before. and this is something that I truly believe in, especially when it comes to stepping outside of our comfort zones and doing things that we're not necessarily maybe good at or we're not necessarily comfortable with, because it also opens us up to do things in a different way, or to think about things in a different way. And yeah, I just thought that was very cool, and it was a good reminder to do something different, you know. Even if you think, no, everything's okay in my life, still try something different, put yourself out there, try something that is just the thing that you think that, you know, I want to do that, but nah, I'm not going to do that. Because that's been in the conversation today, is people have thought, or people have told me, or we've spoken about the idea that self-love, some people have said, I don't know what I need to do in order to love myself, or what I need to stop doing in order to love myself. And I said, it's oftentimes the things that we think about but we don't do. So for example, I feel like I should go and work out more, move my body, but I'm like, nah, can't be that can't be the thing that I need to do. I need to write more. But then we think, nah, that can't be the thing that I need to do. I need to change the way I think because it's stopping me from living to my full potential. Nah, can't be that. But it's oftentimes those little things in the back of our mind that are the things that we need to stop doing in order to love ourselves, and potentially do more of in order to feel better or get us into alignment. Like for example, I know moving, like I said before, moving is definitely something, moving my body, getting active, getting fit, is something that I know helps me to feel better. Because when my body feels good, my mind is clear. When my mind is clear, then I'm clearer, my emotions are clearer, or I understand my emotions better. It doesn't necessarily take the problem away. You know, moving my body doesn't take problems away in my life, but it puts me in a better space to handle my problems. Does that make sense? Yeah. And that's self-love right there. Well, at least a part of self-love. Yeah.
You or the camera?
You can look
I
anywhere.
think I'm going to.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to be more comfortable.
Sure.
doing that, yeah.
Okay.
So to love myself, or I think for people to love themselves more, it's important to not indulge in self-destructive behaviors. And for me, being self-destructive means self-isolating when I feel too much, meaning when I have a lot on my plate, but I do not want necessarily to be bothersome to other people, meaning my friends or family, right? So I tend to self-isolate. I tend to procrastinate too. I know I have things to do. For example, right now I'm working on my dissertation, stuck on chapter 2.
Nice.
Yeah, and I have to do that.
Sure.
But I feel like I'm procrastinating it because I am afraid to be over with my degree, because what's next?
What's next?
Right?
Ah.
What's next? What's next is it's just basically facing my future, right?
Sure.
Right? And I am the master of my own destiny, so I have to take things, matters into hand, which is scary. But 2026 is the year for change. Yeah.
So, just listening to what you're saying, do you think that a potential solution for yourself could be to, it's not depend on others completely, but to know when you need help, and to subtly rely even just on one extra person in your life to hold space for you, as much as I would imagine you hold space for other people. You said you're the eldest daughter, so
Yeah.
you're obviously looking after your younger siblings, or even maybe even your parents at some point, you know, because sometimes parents are like children.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So yeah, what do you think about that?
Well, I think you're right. As for relying on my parents, that's not something that I think I can do at the moment, because my mom is a bit sick. She's been sick since last year.
Sure.
And in and out of hospital. She's been in a medically induced coma and all that.
Oh no.
So, and the fact that my parents are divorced doesn't really help that much,
yeah,
right?
Sure.
But I can rely on my siblings, so like one of them at least, because
Sure.
she's just 2 years younger than me,
Younger than you.
so I can do that. And I can rely on a couple of my friends. But I do feel like since I've been changing a whole lot, not like I cannot really relate to my peers in a sense, right?
Yeah.
So the friends that I've had in different eras of my life, right? They don't really know certain things, or like, you know, a bit of my struggles and all that. And it gets complicated to find someone who you can relate to. But I do have a good peer at the moment who's going through pretty similar stuff as me, and we do catch up every once in a while, which we've not done in a bit, in a while, yeah. We should do that.
Yeah.
We need to catch up, and I think that's how that's one way of I would say me touching grass, or like finding a solution to like not self-isolate so much, is when I hang out with my friend.
When you're friend.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. He's a reliable person at the moment.
At the moment.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that not everybody needs to know everything, you know.
Yeah.
Even if they're friends, it's like sometimes if they know too much, it becomes a little bit too like awkward, you know. Yeah, because not everybody, I would say, like it's rare to find a really good, solid friend. You know, I
That's
think they
true.
come by once in a while.
Yeah.
So, from what I understand from my own journey so far, it's just that having friends is great, but to know what level that friendship is very important, or at least to have some idea, because it's not that everybody needs to go as deep as we need in our lives, you know. And also sometimes the relationship doesn't need to be between us and a friend. Maybe it needs to be between us and, say, for instance, God.
Yeah.
Because God is the one that understands us even deeper than we understand ourselves. And so maybe the void that is there because we need to fill that space with something a bit higher than just a mutual friendship.
Yeah.
So friends are great, and
Yeah.
it's good to have them. But also there's a space that it can only be filled by something divine like God. So yeah. Anyway, what do you think about that?
Well, I think you have a good point, yeah. But the problem is I'm a bit of an agnostic myself.
Agnostic? Oh yeah, sure.
But that being said, thinking
Agnostic,
of a higher power,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Thinking of a higher power, thinking that there is a purpose to my life, there's a purpose to, you know, certain things,
Sure.
does help in times of darkness,
It
right?
does, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and it makes you feel, or it makes your problems and, you know, your issues and all that less significant in a sense. Yeah, but yeah, relating to you know, a couple of people, but not everyone, right? Because as you said, not everyone doesn't have to like know about your situation, as you don't have to know about other
Theirs,
about theirs too, because it can get quite awkward, right? And well, for me to tap into my divinity, or like my spiritual self, what I do is I just meditate.
You meditate, okay.
Yeah, I meditate, and I try to tell myself that it is temporary, right? Because I tend to be an anxious person too.
Sure.
Things are temporary, good or bad, and I try to find more or less a neutral, you know, a neutral point, or like space in my mind to just release all of the tension and emotions, or, you know, whether good or bad, they're here, and
They will be.
we should not be holding on to them, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. I was talking to someone else earlier, and I was saying that oftentimes when we face with difficulty, it's like we're trapped in a small room with all these difficulties.
Yeah.
And one of the things that really helps is to move or expand our awareness into a bigger room.
Yeah.
And so we can do that by practicing something like meditation, for example, because it helps. So when we're in the small room, everything seems so drastic. There's so much darkness in this room. Oh my God, how am I going to get out? I can't see anything. But if we just become still and we expand our consciousness into a larger room, the problems don't seem so big anymore.
True.
And so that's something like, for instance, developing a relationship with the higher power, or whatever you wish to. I just say God. I'm a Hare Krishna, so I believe Krishna is God.
Yeah.
So whatever your belief is, connecting more with that, because then it gives us a bigger picture perspective to see things from.
Yeah.
And oftentimes the solution is just having a deeper relationship with the divine. in whichever way you do, you know, and finding new ways to develop that relationship and to keep yourself focused on the things that you know are going to put you into not a positive space, not like I have to feel great every single day, but an aligned space.
Sure.
Understanding that yes, this sucks right now, yes, this is difficult, but I just need to keep moving because it's going to change. It may take 1 week, it may take 1 month, it may take 1 year, but if I keep moving, I trust myself enough and I trust the divine enough to lead me to the right place. Because that's ultimately, I think what a lot of people are scared of is they feel like I'm not guided and I feel stuck because I don't want to move because I don't know what's coming next. Like you said, you're fearful of the future. But how are you going to find out what's coming next if you don't move?
Sure.
If you say step
Step at a time.
here, how are you going to find out what's happening down there?
Yeah. Yeah.
So to have it doesn't mean you have to be like a different person, but just to take one step. And then when you're ready, take another step.
Yeah.
And then you keep moving, you know, little by little, and then eventually you get to see things differently eventually, because you're like, oh, if I stayed back there, I would never have got to here, and look at the view here. I can see things so much more clearly from this point than I could from that point, because that point I was stuck in a box.
Yeah.
And now I'm outside the box, and it's scary and uncomfortable, but I do see things differently from here. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, to deal with anxiety or fearful thoughts, just a step at a time.
One
Short
step at a
advice.
time. Yeah. And it's oftentimes that to do the things that we know we should do, like the voice in the back of your head says, you should write more.
Yeah.
You should if you want to move out of this pattern, just do something a little different. You know, it doesn't a big difference. It's just a little different. You know, reach out to that person, or whatever you want to do. Meditate a little bit more, or go into nature more, or something like that. And then you start to see like I know when I'm anxious that the thing that helps me is to keep moving. And I don't mean move from anxiousness like, oh my God, I need to do this and do that and that, because that makes the anxiousness worse.
Nature,
But doing something,
the beach.
Cook a meal.
Yeah,
Go
simple
for a
as
walk.
that.
Yeah.
Feed yourself.
Feed myself a healthy meal.
Yeah.
Do a push-up.
Drink some water.
Read a good book, you
Yeah.
know, or something like that.
As long as you're moving and you're not staying stuck in this negative place, or using this negative energy in a positive way. That's what I do. Whenever I feel sluggish, I'm like, I need to go to the gym. I've not been to the gym in 2 days, right? So I need to do that. And I know that as soon as I'm going to be done with my session,
you're going to feel like, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, okay, I just needed to move. It's the same for like when you're hungry, right? You forget to feed yourself for like a couple hours or maybe a whole day.
Yeah.
What do I know?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't feel so good, I'm depressed and all that. But maybe you were just hungry. Yeah. And it's the same for like when you feel lonely. Maybe you just need to connect with people, like-minded people.
Sure.
Maybe you just need to connect with nature. That's what I do. I live near the beach. I'm really grateful for that.
Sure.
I just walk 5 minutes. I'm at the beach and I look at the waves and I listen to the sounds of the waves and I'm like, yeah, I needed that.
You needed that.
Yeah. Or like I plan a hiking with friends. I'm like, hey guys, let's just go, climb this mountain or something.
Let's go do something. Yeah.
And I feel better.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sometimes that's just all we need.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. First of all, I'm Omar Al-Mukhtar. I'm from Egypt. It's my pleasure to meet David today, and he asked me a question. My answering, it's a different level. The first one, should I change it into my life? Spend a lot of time with my family.
Spend a lot of time with family.
This is important thing, especially my parents.
Yeah.
The second one, should I too close to God more?
Close to God more. Sure.
Yeah. Third one should be give all forgiveness, because forgiveness, I want to give it to others, it will be back to me.
Sure.
Yeah, this is important thing in this life.
Okay.
And keep going and work on yourself well. One day we'll reach there.
Say that one again.
Keep going, walking. If you are on hell, keep going to another side.
I see.
Yeah. So find yourself another side.
So keep moving.
Yeah. Take take passion for all suffering in your life. When you reach another side, you find yourself. It worth it that.
Okay.
Yeah. That's all.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Omar.
Yes, thank you.
Sure. Thank you for tuning in to watch this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel, whichever channel this may be, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Just subscribe to all of them. Yes, please drop a comment. What point stood out to you? What do you feel is stopping you from fully loving yourself? Remember, we are both humans and souls. So loving ourselves comes when we do things to satisfy both sides of ourselves, or all sides of ourselves.